Hello everyone, the King is here. Today I'll be reading One Piece chapter 1187. So, last time we got the end of Brook's flashback, which was about the length that I expected for it. But Oda definitely, wanted to end on a tragic note for it. In terms of stuff we learned, we got essentially confirmation of Shuri's true parentage and bloodline and stuff like that. We actually met the father himself, Saint Mame or Garou, depending on how you pronounce it. And yeah, I think Brook's reaction and his facial expressions were on point last chapter. I think Oda did a great job of really showing like the horror and the spiraling, especially with the spiral panel behind Brook early in the chapter. Just, I mean, tragic, but very. I think Oda did a really good job at just showing the shock and the absolute just the confusion as well of what's going on, or of what was going on. So yeah, we got that, and we got Brook. We got to see how Brook got his scar, which was about what I expected because it's a very deep scar. It goes down to his bones. So I kind of think in the reaction I kind of anticipated. I think I might have said, sure, he's probably just gonna stab him through his freaking head. And he used his attack too, which is, oh my god, that's very tragic. That alone is very tragic. But we got that, and he was singing too, which for Brook and for most people, they just die right there, right? He got lucky with like the blade not hitting his blood vessels or his arteries or whatever. But so him singing and essentially accepting his fate is just kind of tragic, right? Because he let go of his sword, right? He wasn't gonna hurt Shuri, and he started singing, which he does that when he's about to die. So he just gave up, that's very sad, right? He didn't even he just kind of gave up there. So, but he survived. He got another second shot at life, which with his devil fruit and stuff, it's like almost like, oh, that's even like a third shot at life, right? With this context now. So yeah, that was good stuff, but man, it was definitely not great for Brook. But he woke up, and then he kind of got debriefed on what happened, and because he kind of lost his memory, and he's just screaming, right? And I heard some people say that it might be I saw some people saying the devil fruit, maybe Brook ate his devil fruit before, and this is why he didn't die. But I don't believe that. I think the him being lucky that it didn't hit any arteries or whatever like that. I think that's the reason. But maybe Shuri, deep down, was trying to not kill Brook, right? Subconsciously, and I think that's a possibility. That could be a possibility. I don't know if that will get confirmed or something. I don't know how it would get confirmed. Maybe from Shuri's perspective, but yeah, I think that's possible. But either way, like he definitely, in terms of like the logic and the science of it, he definitely, it definitely missed. It definitely did miss his blood vessels and stuff. So I do believe in that. But yeah, we move on to the present, and a great scene with the Straw Hats and Brook. He essentially asks for help, which so many other Straw Hats do as well, and I love how it's portrayed here with Brook having almost basically lost hope on Shuri, right? Because I mean, after that, right in the flashback, he never saw Shuri again, right? Decades passed by, like 6 decades or whatever. Like he never saw her again. There was no evidence to prove that she was a victim or something. So Brook essentially lost hope and accepted the fact that she probably was like that, right? Because I mean, what else does Brook have to go off of? He didn't even know what a devil fruit was. So yeah, like he essentially lost hope. But now, seeing the little bits of the hints that Shuri might be a victim in all of this, he's like he's asking for help. He's like, is it okay if I put my faith in Shuri one more time, and bringing back that hope, which broken hope, and that whole idea is just really good. And yeah, just really good scene with the Straw Hats and stuff. So I guess that's going to be sort of their plot line with Frankie, Jinbei, Nami, Usopp, Brook. And finally we get the final scene of the chapter with Loki and Emu going back to there, and Emu confirms something very interesting, that the way the giants were defeated 800 years ago was through this very same method that they're doing now, which is using their children as hostages, or threatening their children, right? That's why they were defeated. So, and it goes along with Emu's whole thing of history repeats itself. The nature of a race doesn't change. That all those ideas, and yeah, I just find that very interesting. It gives like some really cool context for why specifically they're like going for kidnapping the children and stuff. So yeah, so I can't. That brings a lot of curiosity for me for the Void Century. Can't wait to see how that played out. And another thing too is that if the Giants were defeated in a bid to save their children, why aren't the Giants like working with the world government now? Like that's my I wonder. I think I saw like someone bring it up like on Reddit or something. But like if Emu defeated the Giants and like successfully like used their children against them, why aren't the Giants like work? Why doesn't Emu have their army of giants? Like what? Like they lost, but Emu didn't. Like did Emu at the time just not want them? Right? Did something shift? Lots of questions there, but yeah. So and then obviously Luffy showing up at the end, punching Emu in the face, which was wild to see. I saw people comparing it to the St. Charles punch, which yeah, that's definitely I think intentional, right? The way Emu's face is drawn, like taking the punch. So yeah, that was it's a great stuff right there. Good way to end the chapter. And yeah, so now we're gonna get this chapter in terms of spoilers. Let's go over spoilers first. So here's the thing about this chapter. So I know I'm pretty sure spoilers have been kind of crazy for this chapter, or maybe not super crazy, but definitely more, notably for this chapter than like previous chapters, because I got like a tweet from like someone on my timeline. This is not the spoiler part. They just said, I think I got spoiled, right? It's someone I follow. They're like, I think I just got spoiled. And obviously they're talking about One Piece. And then they published a tweet like, like 2 days later or something, and they were like, oh, I just got spoiled in the worst way possible. So they got spoiled like twice basically. And the fact that they're getting spoiled means that spoilers are, something. This chapter is like more like big than like I guess the previous chapters, right? So I know that, and in terms of the spoiler, I know one. I know one spoiler, which I'm pretty sure it's a spoiler, and I don't know how I feel about this spoiler. It's a very unique way of getting spoiled, and I think I might change strategies, and you'll get why when I describe it. But on Sunday, I think it was Sunday, dude. I don't even think the hints were out, like actually like out. But I got a tweet from Pew Piece, right? And he just posted. It was just a GIF of Sanji from like Fishman Islands from the anime. It's like when the fishmen are surrounding him at the 50,000 fishmen, and he is like, I think it's before he maybe debuts as Skywalker or something. I don't know, but he's got a cigarette and they're surrounding him. It's a cool Sanji GIF, right? And in terms of like the actual tweet, in terms of what it says, Pew Piece just wrote Wanji, right, with W Sanji, right? It's just agenda piece, kind of diction in a sense. So yeah, he wrote Wanji and he just put that GIF. And obviously the first thing that came to mind was the chapter, but again, I don't even think the hints were out. And I did check the replies because I was pretty confident the hints weren't out, and I'm pretty sure they weren't, because I went to the first top comments and people were also kind of confused and speculating, and I saw obviously one of the replies and people were theorizing and they were like, Sanji conquers Haki. So yeah, I don't think the hints were out, so I don't think the reply spoiled me. That was definitely just an idea, but I was already thinking of that in terms of a possibility. So yeah, so that I'm pretty sure that's a spoiler. Like I'm definitely sure. And it's I don't know how I feel about it because Pew Piece did not use a hashtag on that. I guess so. The fact that he didn't use a hashtag on that means to me that what he posted he thought was completely safe and vague enough to not put a hashtag. But I don't think so. I don't, everyone has different tolerance for spoilers, and that, it's not the end of the world, but I don't agree with the posting that without a hashtag. So I think I might unfollow Pew Piece now. I mean, I'm still gonna check his tweets and stuff, but I won't have it on my timeline anymore because it was good because I had the stuff muted but he still showed up on my timeline, so I got everything else that he posted aside from the leaks. So it was great, right? But if he's posting stuff that is spoilery, but he thinks it's vague enough that I don't, agree with, then I'm gonna have to unfollow him and just check his account like at the end of the week, basically, for all the tweets that I did miss. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's about the chapter. Maybe it isn't, but that's what I know. Essentially, Sanji's stuff, which I'm not surprised by because we already got Luffy set up right here with his fight, and we're not gonna get that resolved until we resolve the monster trio fights. And usually Sanji's it's first, and then Zoro, then Luffy. So, I would have predicted Sanji stuff, and if it is Conqueror's Haki, then I think I'm guessing what's going to get revealed is what Gaban told Sanji off, we saw it, we saw his reaction. It wasn't completely off panel, but there's no text, so I think we're going to find out what he said, and, I'm excited if it is, if Sanji gets Conqueror's Haki, and that combined with, the fact that the other person I follow got spoiled, it's like that. I would understand why that would be pretty hype, so... Yeah, in terms of predictions, yeah, Sanji stuff, I was already going to predict it, but I think we'll start off with Luffy and Loki at the beginning. Just a little bit of stuff there, and then the rest of the chapter will just be Sanji. And yeah, and as always, an L and a Rouge, please, Oda. Okay, kind of a long intro. I didn't expect this intro to be that long. Let's pull up the chapter. I don't think there's a color. I think there's a color spread next week, but... I don't think there's one this week. Let me guess a reader request. Oh, cover story? I don't think we're going to start the cover story. Again, I think maybe in 5 chapters we'll start it. I don't think it's going to be now. So reader request, I'll guess. Who's it going to be? Last time we had Loki, so very, arc specific, but that's kind of rare to get that. So I'll just guess a random character. What's like a popular kind of character? Well, yes, freaking Rebecca. I think I've guessed Rebecca before, but we'll just guess her. Okay, let's see the chapter title. I haven't seen it. One Piece chapter 1187. The Cause. The Cause. What does that mean? The Cause. Like the cause as in like the reason we're doing this, right? Is this gonna be like maybe there's gonna be like a speech or something or emu. This could be an emu monologue thing going on. The cause, like the cause of everything. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, with Sanji in the back of my head, I'm trying to connect it to that, but I don't immediately see anything connecting those two things. But yeah, so I'm just gonna guess giant emu stuff as like the reference there. But yeah, so haven't seen the request. Ooh, it's Reiju. Okay. Oh my god, Reiju. I don't know if she's ever been on a reader request before, but cover request by Nibobo D420 Land. Interesting name. Reiju sternly scolding some swans to protect an ugly duckling. Oh, it's Sanji. Oh my god. Hey, wait, it's the whole family. It's Gerba. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is great. Oh, I love this. And it was Sanji, so maybe... Oh, maybe this proves what's gonna happen in this chapter. But that's so adorable. That's so creative too. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. The ugly duckling, the ugly duckling Sanji, and very fitting there. And the swans of German. We got Judge and Niji and Ichiji and Yonji, and yeah, that's great. I really like this. Oh my god, this last read request was really good. This is also a pretty good one. So yeah, wow. Great. I really like this one. They're like holding sticks or whatever. I guess they were smacking Sanji. See some lumps on his head. This ugly duckling Sanji. So, Reiju's here. Good to see her again. And yeah, I really like this one. I didn't notice that at first. I'm like, okay, there's swans, there's the ugly duckling, but it's freaking Sanji, bro. Let's go. Love that one. Oda note for this week. I'm still amped from the Dreams Come True concert. I can't get the intro out of my head. So, concert, I don't know if he's referenced this concert before. Maybe this is the first time he's mentioned it, but yeah. So, cool. Oda going out. Next panel. Oh my god. Okay. First 3 panels right here. Okay. Shonen Jump text says Luffy socks Emu. Just freaking socks him. We got Loki's face. Look at Loki's face. He's shocked. He's like, oh, what? Because I don't think Loki's landed. I think that's the best hit that has been landed on Emu. Well, I think, no. Well, Emu kind of got, did he get hit by Loki? He did. He let himself get hit, right? When he got smacked to the tree. But Emu wasn't like, he kind of let it happen, right? But this is the first time I feel like Emu genuinely got caught off guard a little bit by an attack. So I think that makes sense why Loki's kind of shocked, right? Because he hasn't landed a hit like that. So to see Emu just get hit like that and with that face, I think that makes sense. So great reaction shot there. We got Emu again with the blood and his cheek right there, and Luffy, another great shot of Luffy right there. Next panel, yeah, just gets blown away. Conqueror's Haki flying. I mean, I'm assuming again. I think I mentioned this last reaction, but Luffy's definitely using Conqueror's coding and very strong attack, and he's not even in his any of his gears right now. So he's just base form, putting some Conqueror's coding. Loki kind of looks this past and kind of lets Emu fly, and we see Emu. I mean, yeah, Emu's just kind of like a speck over there, and Luffy just sends him flying, and yeah, lots of tutun, lots of Haki there. Next page. It was a big panel. But yeah, so we get Emu sort of, I guess he's still flying in the air, and he's reacting a little bit, and he does double. He instantly attacks. It doesn't even say anything. So 2 omens right here with this hand signs. He does 2 foosh. He gets 2 little these don't look the same as the other like demon creatures, the demon blobs he summoned. They're like almost like little black flames with like faces on it. But again, they're not. I don't think they're exactly the same as what he summoned before. But he summons 2 of those, and he lands on the ground, I think. Or he just, interesting. Okay, let's get some more context for what happened. Next panel, we got Loki and Luffy right here. So Loki's saying, you may have got a good one in, but that's only thanks to all the damage I already dealt. Of course. Yeah. And then Luffy says, you seem real beat up. Relax for a bit. So yeah. So so I guess Luffy's like, chill out. I'll handle this right now. And Loki replies by saying, relax. Who do you think you're talking to? And one of the little black, the sprites or whatever shows up next to Luffy, and whoosh, and then Luffy's like, whoa. Then another one for Loki. What is happening here? So, Loki's like, wheeze, bastard. Huh? And then, so 2 things show up next to them. What is this, like a freaking, is it just gonna nerf them for the rest of the fight? Like, what is this? So, next panel, double page spread. Luffy so Emu's back. He's like flying in front of Luffy. Not in front of him, but like he's closer. He's all the way over there. Whoa, huh? It's not really hot. Let me read that again. It's not really hot. It doesn't even hurt that much. What's with this black fire? So it's just like attached to Luffy or something, and it doesn't hurt, which kind of goes along with like the Domir Versi. They mentioned like, no, this doesn't hurt at all. So Emu's huff in the back. 2 exclamation points from Luffy. Wow, this guy's even more scary up close, says, I think, Luffy. And Emu doing another omen right here. Next panel. One of the freaking flame things talk, I think the one on Loki. It says, we're to aim above the belly, where the sword pierced him a moment ago. Damn it, what is this stuff? It's spreading, says Loki. So now there's 2 of them. There's 2, it like doubled, right? That one little flame doubled into 2, and they're gonna, I guess, given a command and to attack Loki, I guess, above his belly, right? Yeah. So where he got kind of stabbed with the sword earlier. Stigma, says Emu as the attack name. And it's like what the symbol, or like it's almost like a bell, like a flame bell or whatever. Kind of the thing that's right here for Emu. It's ring, yeah, literally like a bell. The kanji for this attack is resentful demon sword, says the translation note. But stigma, I guess the kanji, I mean, not the katakana says stigma, but kanji says that. And Loki is over here. Okay, we got a couple panels here. Loki's there, standing. Luffy kind of noticing Loki. Luffy jumping. What is he doing? What is it? Is Luffy down or something? What is going on? And then we got another panel, like the black flame spreading over Loki. Next panel is the big one. Whoa! Oh! Whoa. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Okay, so Jesus Christ. Dun, we got freaking Emu stabbing a sword. Like, he just, okay, I guess the sword just started here. And, okay, what I'm guessing is that these people, or these flame things, serve to just, like, aim, right? Aim for the belly. So just, like, essentially lock on. Like, locking on to wherever Emu wants to hit Loki. And once they're there, boom, just stabs him. Big sword line. It's like made out of omen, right? I think the last one was also made out of omen, but well, it used Emu's weapon as a base for it. So this might not even use his weapon as a base. It might just be all black, but stabs him right through wherever the black flames were spreading, and yeah, just hits him right there. Holy shit, this is not good. Emu he's definitely trying hard now. Oh my god. Next panel, double page spread. Oh, we're switching perspectives. Okay. We're going back to Team Brook. Okay. What's with this thing? It says Nami probably. So Nami, I guess, tried lightning. We see some, lightning striking down on that. But obviously, again, they don't have Ragnir. Where is Ragnir? Oh, okay. I think Loki was holding him as a hammer. But we need Ragnir. What's with this thing? Says Nami. It just won't break. So, yeah, trying to use lightning on it. Jinbei saying, "Wheeze, nothing's working. This can't really be made of ice, can it?" says Usopp. Frankie says it's more like diamond or something. Huff, huff. So it seems like they've all, given an attempt at trying to break the ice. And Nami's like, oh? So I think she notices Shuri inside. Whether it's ice or not, wouldn't she have already suffocated by now? True. Yeah, we see her sleeping again. And Brook touches it and says, ouch. He touches the freaking the ice block. And Usopp says, dummy. But look, says Brook, it's cold to the touch. Or actually, I'm not really sure, but you can't tell, says Nami. Hey, you're right, says Frankie. He's touching it now. When I touch it, I'm not really sure. Enough, you non-humans just can't tell. It's definitely cold, says Nami. Okay, so, I mean, I don't think that's true. I think that there is something weird going on with the ice. It, like, kind of cold, but not really. Okay, and then, so Nami says that, and, hey, look out behind, says Jinbei. Is it what I said, dude? Wait, no, I didn't say this prediction, but, because I don't want to keep the intro that long, but if they're going to need Ragnir, my prediction was Ragnir, like, it's, flung out of, Emu does an attack on Loki, and Ragnir gets, like, flung out of Loki's hand, or if it's in a squirrel form, flies away, and it lands, like, right next to the strides, conveniently, and that's how they, get rid of the ice. So, and Loki just got hit. So, was he holding his Ragnir? He was. Did he let go? It's kind of hard to tell. Hey, this might be true. I don't know what I said. I forgot to mention it, but I didn't mention it, but yeah. So let's see. Jinbei saying, look out behind. Next panel. Oh, it's Loki. Oh, Loki himself. Loki, the whole body just, holy shit. Wait, this is a big ass panel. Oh, yeah, it's a big panel. Oh my god. So Loki's whole body, so it's not just Ragnir, it's Loki himself just lands right in front of the ice block and smacks it, right? I don't think it's going to break it, but smacks right in front of them, and they kind of, some of the straws just dodge out of the way, just, to hopefully not get hit, but the ice block blocks it, and Loki lands right in front of them. Kia, Kia, and they're all screaming, Loki, and he's right there. Actually, no, he doesn't even land in front of the ice block. He kind of lands in front of the branch, which the ice block is on. But Nami's like, huh? Watch out the hammer. Oh my god. Wait, does this count? I feel like that's got to count as the right prediction. We got watch out the hammer. So obviously Loki came crashing down next to them, and the hammer is about to fall right on top of the branch where the straw hats are. Watch out the hammer, says Nami. Oh my god, this is how it's going to work. Oh, I didn't think of this. Because, oh my god. Well, we'll read it and then I'll talk about it. But the hammer is like, it's flying down. It's about to land. And it lands right on the ice block and it bounces off. It hits it and then it bounces off. Squeak, squeak, says Ragnir. And they're like, whoa. Like, is that going to do it? Okay, so next panel. No way. Was he beaten? I think some of the straws are reacting to, Loki. He's been stabbed in the chest. And, oh my god, yeah, Loki's, oh shit, this is not good. So he's gushing blood right there. He's not moving. Ragnir's like, squeak. He goes back into the squirrel form, Ratatosker form. Oh, it's melting. Oh my god. Ragnir just hitting. I don't know if that was intentional. Ragnir just like smacking the ice block, it started melting it. That is not what I expected, because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, Ragnir could like show up and right next to the straw hats and, like get flung away, but why would he melt the ice, right? There has to be some intention to it, right? Why would he do that? So is there going to be like an explanation or something? Like, what's going on? But no, it was just on accident, essentially, I think, right? I don't think this was intentional. It just smacks it and then it just starts melting, which that works too. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But yeah, Brooke says, hey, look, and it's just melting all the ice. The ice has started to melt. Princess Shuri, and we get another shot of her right there. So, okay, switching perspective. So, okay, I didn't expect that to be resolved that quickly, but it kind of went essentially how I thought, but I was a little off in how it happened. But next panel, we got switching perspectives back to Luffy and Emu. So the little flame's still on Luffy, and it says, push. I think a new one pops up, and Luffy looks behind him, and he's like, whoa. And he's on one of the trees right now. He looks behind him, and Emu, oh yeah, I think he's going to essentially do what he did to Loki. He does the same little bell thing. It rings, and it splits in two. Okay, so he did it. He's doing this one at a time. So whatever he did to Loki, now he's doing to Luffy. The flame split in two. Luffy, he takes off his coat because it's on his coat, so he kind of just takes it off, and I don't know if it's just gonna stay on, just transfer back or whatever. I think he's not gonna get hit. I think he left the coat. Emu's kind of I thought Emu was like pulling back, but no, I think just whatever starts here is now expanding and about to hit his cape. Hopefully, goes flying, and I think it does hit his cape. Right, it misses Luffy. Luffy dodges out of the way. Across the couple trees there, and Emu reacts to that, and there's music going on. There's some freaking music onomatopoeia. Is that from the bell or is Luffy going Gear 5? Probably, right? Yeah, so Emu misses. We get another look at their face and switching perspectives, I guess. Again, maybe Luffy is going Gear 5. I'm not sure if that's what the music means there. Double page spread again. Oh my god, lots of double page spreads. Switching perspectives back to Sea Cloud Port, West Village. So this is where Zoro is, I think. We're getting kind of a map right here. Another map. School library over there. Branch right here, West Village. Sea Cloud Port, that's where Zoro's heading. That's the harbor. Zoro's location. Look who it is. One of the three demons. A Straw Hat. I think this is Sommers. So this is Sommers, and I think Goldberg is carrying Zoro. So I think that's what we're seeing. Whoa! Oh, okay. Oh, we're already getting into this. Okay. Well, let's go. I'm scrolling down right here. Weren't you just at the village? What are you doing here? Looking for a beating, says Sommers. And he's Sommers, and he's got the Omen still on his back right there. And, Zoro, oh my god, Sommers. Oh, Zoro's already on the ship. So Sommers is on the ship that he brought, and he's just on the deck or whatever, and Zoro's like on top of like the figurehead of the ship, I think, like whatever, the dragon, or I think it's like supposed to be a dragon or whatever, whatever the figurehead is. Zoro's on top of that, so he's like looking down on Sommers, and it's even a bigger distance because it's a giant ship. So Zoro replies with, "You bastards ruined our reunion feast with our old friends." "Oh, sorry about that. We're just here to pick up 10 or 20 kids at most. My associate should be bringing them over from the village any minute now. Then we'll be out of your hair." So Sommers is very casual of it. He's like, "Oh, okay. No, that's fine. We'll just get the kids, and then you can have your feast, right? Well, everything will be fine." And Zoro's smiling, replying, "Is that so? What a coincidence. One of my associates is also swinging by the village, Sanji. But I don't think your guy will be the one coming back." So I love this. I love the energy of this back and forth here. And we just really cool panel there that we see like Zoro above and Sommers below, but Oda also shows a foreground, kind of zooming in what's happening. We got a close-up shot of both of them, which is really cool. I really like this. Okay, so next panel. "Oh, may I ask why?" says Sommers. "'Cause he'll be dead," says Zoro. Man, I love this. Okay. Zoro's like, yeah, he'll be dead. So yes, my boy Zoro trusting Sanji. Let's go, love. More wings. Give me more wings moments, Oda. I live off of those. Next panel. Gihaha, you really have no idea just how awesome we are right now, as Sommers freaking like almost like thrusts his like like the Thorn Club or whatever at Zoro, and Zoro dodges it and uses two of his swords to block it. And I guess we're switching perspectives again. I see the panels cutting over there. So, okay, yeah, Oda's just like setting up all these different things right now. Okay. So, yeah, immediately attacks, and yep, this is how the fight's going to play out. I don't know where Goldberg went. I guess he's, he let Zoro just go on ahead, I guess. But yeah, I'm very interested to see this fight. It's a matchup that I didn't really expect, but it's one that I'm interested in nonetheless. So, and I already love the energy of this scene already. So, yeah, really excited for that. Next panel, I'm assuming this is Sanji stuff right here. In the West Village, rain pours as if a hole was torn in the sky. Zaza, we're gonna get some Zaza stuff. Interesting. I want to see if Sanji reacts to Zaza and how he's gonna deal with this. But yeah, we got West Village, school, tree route, the harbor. So another recap of that. Oh, I think Sanji is talking. We got another look at Zaza again grabbing the kids. We see some giant warriors trying to attack, but to no avail. I'm starting to grasp the situation. Problem 1, a monster bigger than any kid is trying to kidnap the kids. Wait, did I say that? A monster bigger than any giant is trying to kidnap the kids. And Sanji is lighting a cigarette, saying that. That's a pain to deal with. Their mothers are crying their eyes out. Again, another shot of Zaza, I think, ready to attack them. Some of the giants. Next panel. Okay. I can't stand the sight of it, but I can't save the brats myself because of problem 2. That monster is a woman, and I can't. Okay, so that's okay. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I was wondering if Sanji was gonna like realize that or like notice that, but okay, yeah. So, but I can't save the brats myself because of problem 2. That monster is a woman, and I can't kick it. That's another pain to deal with. And the warriors won't stop at anything until the kids are safe. And we get another good panel of Zaza trying to, fight back, and some of the giant warriors are getting like flipped over, and they're like within the water and they can't move. And okay, so Sanji's sort of narrating all this right now. Ripley, I think. Another giant? Is that Sanji? I don't know. Sanji saying, oh, not Ripley saying, damn it, leave him alone. Colin! And she's crying because, I mean, this is helpless. This is a really bad matchup. They can't really do anything against, I don't even know how you hurt this thing. They don't have good, like, I mean, everything's water around them, so they're just constantly swishing. Yeah, so she yells that out, and Colin sees her and says, Mommy, I'm sorry, I can't get out. I can't even speak. Okay. I'm sorry, I got caught again. And we see Ilva and Johanna as well there. And then Sanji continues. Then there's problem 3. While I can't stand to see a woman cry, it's okay if I don't join their fight. Because I know, and he kind of lets a cigarette go right there. Next panel. The cause of all this is really you. And he's, instantly tries to kick Killingham. Killingham blocks it with his, trident spear thing. Okay. Let me I'll reread it for the impact. Then there's problem 3. While I can't stand to see a woman cry, it's okay if I don't join their fight. Because I know the cause of all this is really you. Tries to smack Killingham. Even if the giants lose sight of you, you can't outrun me, says Sanji, I think. And they're, clashing in the air. And Killingham says, good grief, you really are tough. Killingham's still in the same form he's always been. Or he's been in for, like, the last while in this arc. Sanji saying this, I'm ending this here. You fool, there's a big difference between tough and immortal, because there's no way you can beat me. Your assessment is right, though. If I were out of commission, my ability would dissipate. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, Sanji essentially surmised that Killingham is the core issue, and therefore he doesn't even have to fight Zaza. He just focuses on Killingham. And he confirms that right here. So, yeah, your assessment is right, though. If I were out of commission, my ability would dissipate. And that's, I guess, the reference to the title, The Cause. So it was a Sanji thing, so Killingham being the cause of all this. Next panel. So go ahead and try. Let's see if you can take out the Rain God. Onward, Rain God, take those brats away. How terrifying, says Sanji? Or I don't know who says how terrifying. Or is that Zaza talking? I don't know. Someone says how terrifying. And then Sanji says, I know your weakness. Says, okay, so weakness. Killingham's Have we gotten a hint of that? I don't know. Well, we'll see what he says. I know your weakness. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ho, how interesting. So you're saying, and he's screaming and yelling out as probably preparing to attack him again. Sanji kind of puts up his hands to defend. You can use Conquerors? Oh, yeah. Okay, why didn't I think of that? You can use Conquerors, Haki? Go ahead then. Kill me. So, okay, so killing him knows. Okay, well, this is interesting. And he, tries to smack Sanji. Sanji blocks it, but he still gets hit. So he gets flung to one of the buildings there. But, yeah, I've never thought about this. Do the Knights of God know that they are weak to Conqueror's Haki? Like, do you even know what a Conqueror's Haki is? Like, what's clearly Killingham knows, I guess, here, and I guess we can extend that to the other Knights of God, but I didn't really think they would, know. I mean, I guess, I don't know, because I don't even know if Killingham's gotten hurt. What if he's never even gotten injured at this point? So what I'm guessing is that Emu must have told them, right? Like, when you become a Knight of God, Emu's like, okay, you guys are immortal, but you guys are weak to Conqueror's Haki, so just letting you know. So I'm guessing that's why he knows, because I don't think he's been damaged before, probably. Well, okay, he was hurt earlier. They, packed them up earlier in the arc with Jinbei. I still wonder how that went. Because clearly, I guess this implies that Sanji never used Conqueror's Haki then. And because he's saying, so you can use Conqueror's Haki. So he doesn't, he's not even sure. Because if Sanji did use it, then he wouldn't be saying this. Killian wouldn't be reacting like this. So I guess that was just a normal freaking 3v1 and just kind of, they just overpowered him. But they didn't actually damage him. But here, that's kind of what's happening. So Sanji says, I know your weakness. I guess that's, referencing what Gaban said earlier to Luffy. He said it to Luffy, but I think, Sanji and Zoro were both there. Next panel. Oh, we're getting, okay, I see the bubbles, the flashback bubbles right here. I think we're going to get revealed what Gaban told him. Another double page spread. This might be the final one. Your captain is one of the 4 emperors, says Gaban. You should be meticulous if you intend to have his back, says Gaban to Sanji as he crashes into the building. This is what he says to Zoro. I was wondering, this kind of reminds me of what he said to Zoro, but yes, this is what he said to Zoro, okay. And Zoro says, my bad, right? This is what we saw. Hey, old man, what about me? So yeah, he's just replaying what was right before what Sanji said. But here we go. Hey, old man, what about me? Do I really not have Conqueror's Haki? Well, let's see. He reacted. He was he left the cigarette out of his mouth. Okay, here we go. Gaban looks at him. You have the traits of one who might. Really, says Sanji? But somehow, you seem to be burdened with painful uncertainty. You must be a king yourself if you truly wish to make Luffy a king, says Sanji. Whoa. Okay, so yeah, okay, that's what he said. So that's basically, okay. So he's basically saying, yes, but you're not quite there. You're close, but you're not quite there. You have the traits of one. Yeah, you seem to be burdened with unpainful certainty. So that's consistent with kind of what we know about Conqueror's Haki and the users and kind of what's required. And yeah, so I guess Sanji's painful uncertainty right there. You must be a king yourself if you truly wish to make Luffy the Pirate King, probably. A great panel probably coming up. I think this is the last double page spread. Sanji says to himself, a king, as he's lying down, thinking about what Gaban said. The Pirate King says, oh my God. Oh, whoa, okay. So we're switching, okay, Luffy's gear 5 now, so he's saying this, and we're switching back to Luffy and Emu showing this. Emu over here saying, so thou hast finally revealed thyself, Joy Boy. So he calls him Joy Boy. He doesn't call him Nika, right? He calls him Joy Boy. Oh my God, we got some text right here. Saint Naroda Emu versus Monkey D. Luffy. Oda literally, I'm assuming, is Oda previewing the next, the title of the next chapter? But yeah, has Oda ever done this? Right, like a versus text, right here. Dun-dun. Don't go calling me whatever you want, says Luffy. The name's Luffy. The man is gonna be king of the pirates. Who truly has the qualities of a king? Special cover and color spread next issue to celebrate the 29th anniversary, says the Shonen Jump text. One Piece chapter 1187. End. Whoa, oh my, this was a freaking wild chapter. Just lots of stuff. Yeah, just lots of jumping around and like uh kind of showing what's happening and getting like really preparing like for the final like act of this arc, so to speak. But I love how cohesive it is at the end with Sanji and talking about Luffy and using the aura of that flashback that Gaban told him to hype up Luffy right here. And oh my god. So in terms of the spoiler, I guess yes, Sanji conquers Haki stuff. That was true, but he didn't get it yet, right? I'm sure he will, right? That's gonna be the point of this fight, but interesting. So yeah, Luffy's over here and he doesn't have his sandals anymore. I think I saw that earlier in the chapter, but man, I love. Oh man, this is like hype setup right here. Just Luffy versus Ibu, right? But I mean, we got that last chapter at the end, but Luffy's in Gear 5 now, which is very significant to Imu and everything. So wow, and this freaking text right here. Oh my god. Yeah, Oda's really hyping this up. So now I'm even more curious to see what's gonna happen. Is Luffy gonna lose? Is he gonna win? Oda's hyping this up so much. Also, is it just because Luffy's like left foot is kind of in the foreground that it's like blacked out, or is that actually? I think it might just be like the lighting or something. I don't know, but I thought maybe. I mean, he left his coat. He threw off his coat, and that's where like the flames were. I was thinking maybe the flames remain, but that just might be like foreground, background element. I don't know, but yeah. So very hype ending right there. Sanji stuff conquers Haki. I mean, clearly, yeah, that's I mean, yeah, he's clearly gonna unlock conquers Haki, and I knew that we were gonna go back to what Gaban said earlier about the conquers Haki, and yeah, essentially said what I kind of guessed. I mean, I didn't really have like a solid idea. There wasn't like one idea that I was like campaigning for, but yeah, he's like, yeah, you do have the traits, but not yet. You have some unpainful uncertainty about being a king, right? Which Zoro makes sense, right? He wants to be world's strongest swordsman. That's where his king mentality comes in. Luffy, king of the pirates, but Sanji, king. Well, how is he going to be a king? So yeah, I'm very interested in terms of how Oda kind of explains that for Sanji later. But yeah, we got some stuff with Killingham before that, and it's a great Zoro. I really like the energy for Zoro versus Sommers right here. But yeah, I just realized Oda's sort of setting up all the fights even more. So right, all the monster trio gets their fight setups right here in this chapter, like back to back to back. And then yeah, before that was just Loki Emu stuff and Luffy and the ice block freaking the Shuri's now free, I guess, or going to be freed, and I wonder how that's gonna. I mean, I'm sure she's gonna play an important role at the end of the arc as well for Emu, and oh my god, yeah. Yeah, we just got that. But yeah, so that was the beginning of the chapter. So great, good chapter. I really like just kind of all the setup going on. I mean, we definitely did move around, which that means it wasn't the tightest as like not tightest, but it wasn't as the focus of a chapter as possible. But I think overall, like seeing the end, it's clearly Oda's trying to set up the monster trio fights, and I think that in and of itself makes it really, I guess, all tied together, especially at the end with Sanji's the flashback leading into showing Luffy the Pirate King. Great presentation there for the end, and yeah, I mean, not much else to say about this chapter. Just very excited to see what goes on for each of these fights, honestly. But I'm very excited for I think Luffy. I think just the Luffy fight I'm excited for the most. Sanji second, Zoro third. In terms of my anticipation. Yeah, can't wait to see what Shuri does as well. And yeah, no break next week. Yes, I was right. There was a color spread. Their color spread and Shonen Jump cover next week for the 29th anniversary, which, yeah, we're in July. Makes sense. And yeah, I love Luffy saying Mando's going to be king of the pirates. You got to say that to every single villain. And now he's saying this is the start of the fight, right? Last chapter was like the punch, and we got a little bit of stuff after. But this is the fight. So yeah, anything else to say? Yeah, no, I'm just excited and no break again. So we're going to be right back here next week. And yeah, so that's about it. See ya.